Don't your ears? Your ears bother you? Huh? Your ears bother you? You're pulling your hair, is what you're doing.
Just ain't quite awake yet.
Pull that.
Oh, look at there. There's your dad. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Oh, yes, this is where we eat the grass. That's in Spring Hill, because there's the lumber yard. There's the old playpen. Look at his curl.
It's been a long
Okay.
time since
Yeah, I
you've seen
saw
me,
it,
some
man.
other.
Oh, yeah. I worked hard to have that curl. That first summer, he had curls. Mother helped him along. We put a little curl. But he never had him again. That was the end of it. It was that baby.
Now, was Denny's hair wavy or was it straight?
Well,
Okay, it was
after the
pretty
first
straight.
year, it was, well, he got a butch. You know, we never knew for years because he had it shaved off. See, he got it cut off after he was a couple, I don't know how old, because that was the style.
The tannins is gonna be so
But
straight.
his was curly when, like that, you know, it curled easy when it was clean. You could take it around your finger and, you know, when it was wet and curl it, and it would stay pretty good.
Chin straight as a board.
See, you let me down.
What I
Yeah,
want
that
either.
is-
No, I was wanting to try to find another sweatsuit, just like this one, but this one was.
No, I
22 or
tried.
18
I,
months
well, I
was
wanted, yeah, and I wanted to get her a winter school one too, but they didn't have them in her size.
Are you hungry? Hey, we ate right
You were
off our
younger than
plate
me there,
today.
weren't you?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have been
26, 26, I suppose. Oh, you were, how old would you have been there?
25,
You weren't even a year old there yet.
26. You'd have been 26. I was born in 53.
Yeah. That would have been, you were born in the fall of 53, and that would have been, what, the summer of 54, I would assume. That was when I wore my hair that stupid way. Gosh, that was a sight. Somebody should have told me how it looked. I guess they did. It was a sight.
What was the matter with her hairdo back then?
I don't know. It was the way they wore it, so. It's kind of done now.
This film here should actually have been second.
Oh, no, yes, this is the one in 54. The other one, you were older then.
Yeah, there's one younger too.
Yeah,
I've got it
yes,
second.
you got them backward. This is the one that this would have been, well, no. Yeah, this would have been the first summer, so that would have been, oh. That would have been 54. The other one would have been 55.
I can see, well, I don't know, sometimes, not so much in that one, but there's one I can see a lot of Megan. And Denny. I kinda think I can see Shannon a little bit there.
Oh, your father here, he always says he
What kind of car was that?
turned
Packard.
his shirt off.
Is that a
That was
Packard?
the old Packard. Didn't see it. That was that old gray one we had, huh? Here, look it. Oh, look, I remember that. I can remember
You got
that.
that car, well, whose car did you use for your wedding then?
So I got as old as Shannon was there, about
And then
7
you
or 6
traded that off and got
months, 8
this
months
Packard,
there,
huh?
2
Yeah.
on the bottom
Well, he
there.
was born in October, so you see 23rd, and this would have been the next summer.
$450.
Yes, late the next summer.
For the Packard?
Yeah.
So he could be about 9 or 10
You
months
couldn't buy
now.
one for that now,
Or
could
he
you?
eats the grass, I think.
So it cost, because I remember I called the bank from the city to see if I could get the money to buy it.
8 or 9 months. What more?
I remember your dad wanted you to get a new Ford. Don't you remember that? And you wouldn't do it. You wanted that car. That- Well, it was a smaller
did you have the Packard then? Cause I don't remember riding it.
Oh, we had that quite a while. What did we get after we got that?
We had a Mercury, we had a
No, we had that
Mercury.
blue Mercury.
Blue Mercury when these kids were small.
I remember that car, but I don't remember the Packard.
Well, you might have been an infant then, I don't know.
We had that quite a while.
I remember the blue Merc.
Yeah.
I had them funny taillights that came around.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mommy's finger.
There he goes, he's eating the grass. I remember that sunsuit, just that was one of my favorite sunsuits when he was in it. It was knit, blue and white.
I
We're
know.
gonna walk, ain't we? We're
I
gonna
know.
walk.
She looks so tiny too, she's gonna be so tiny when she goes.
I know, you're going on every day.
Oh, lay that head down.
Well, that's the end of that one. Now this is backwards, there's,
Is that Jenny there?
yeah, yeah.
That's Grandma Hofmeister holding me.
Yeah,
And the only reason
Yeah.
I can tell that is 'cause she got an apron on. That's,
yeah, I never wore an apron then. Yeah, that's you. He had a lot of dark hair. Yeah, he had a lot of dark hair. Not as much as Karen, but he had a lot. You didn't hold your head too good. Well, you were tiny then yet. I would imagine that was, now there's a little later. That's in the back of the yard at Spring Hill. Like all kids, you didn't like that hat on your head. And that would have been sometime in the winter there when you got out with you.
it's snowing around.
Because there's the gondoli over there in the background, out of that screened-in house.
Very handsome, huh?
Aww.
There, just a hint of a smile. You got it quick there.
Nice teeth, huh?
The sun was
Get
starting
that.
to get to him. He didn't like that sun. Well, we probably never took you out, you know, when you first
Had to, you get a good picture, didn't you?
Yeah, with that old camera.
had to have light.
Yep, I think I can see both the girls. And Jenny. Boy, it's hard to believe.
You're that little now.
That's gonna be
You-
fun for those.
That fluttering on there is from the camera. You know, that flutter,
Yeah.
that's from that old movie camera.
I could speed it up though, and get rid of
Oh,
it.
you can? Yeah, I remember it done that. Wasn't it that way on the film?
Well, yeah, the slower you run the film, the more you
More
notice.
flutters.
Yeah.
See, he
The
could
more
speed
You can
it.
speed that up.
Yeah, but then
Right.
you don't have time to look at
No,
the picture if you
no,
speed it
no.
up, see.
And I just
Picture
slowed
goes
it
too
down.
fast.
I figured I'd rather put up a little flutter
Oh,
to be
yeah.
able to
To
keep
see
the,
Yeah,
to see it
enjoy what
longer.
you're looking at.
it longer.
Yeah, those pictures there are someday when your kids get, you know, grow, look at, they can look and see what their,
Yeah,
you know,
I bet.
dad
Boy,
looked like
it's
as a baby, they'll really treasure
Keep it
those.
out of that.
And there's
see.
Grandpa and Grandma,
I'll be
Sid
able
and
to see
Rod.
3 generations of family.
Oh, there's Grandpa and Grandma, Sid and Rod, and, well, you, don't we ever get you on there? That's you there with Grandpa's got. Well, maybe we could do, oh, that's Gretchen. Never did get you on there very good.
Grandma never had much for hair, did she?
Well, she never got her hair fixed until, you should have seen it before we got married. When we were gonna get married, I told her she wasn't coming to my wedding, she didn't go get a permanent. She just wore her hair straight back and in a little twist back here.
Okay.
Until the year I was married, and I told her, I says, if we're gonna have a wedding, we're gonna have a church wedding, I says, you go and get a permanent, and she did, and from that day on, she went to the beauty parlor. I don't know if it was once a week or every other week and had her hair done from that time on.
Did she get it cut short or?
Well, she got a permanent, yeah, well, her hair never was real long, but it was long enough to twist a little bit back here, but it was real thin, you know. And she got a permanent, and after that, she had permanents all the time. Now there, that would have been, spring, I suppose,
You ought to be.
of 52.
54.
54, right. Well, that's really exciting. That's the Spring Hill garage doors.
Must have been something to use that.
Probably. Well, yeah, 'cause there's Uncle Elmer's house.
Doing a
Well,
grandmother?
that's your aunt and uncle lived in that house,
Doing good.
I'll say. Elmer and Ethel Hofmeister.
That's the ball.
I remember that stroller, that was the
Did
first
you get
stroller
it?
we
Did you
had.
get
We
it?
had different buggies. We had a different buggy for each one of you kids, believe it or not. I never had the same buggy, no.
Those are like those little umbrella strollers.
I had a different buggy. That was a brand new stroller, but that kind of a stroller, it was a good stroller, but you couldn't lay it down. It was no good.
I didn't realize that they even had disposable diapers back in that day.
You didn't.
Well,
I didn't.
Mom was saying that when they went to Montana, where they had the 3 kids on the train, I thought, my word, what did you do with diapers? And she said that they had some type of disposable diaper.
Oh, well,
But
maybe
they-
she did. I wasn't aware of it, 'cause we didn't
Yeah.
have any. We had talked, that would have been
Okay.
the winter then of 54, I guess.
I thought, my word, that'd been terrible.
That little snowsuit, I remember that. I'm trying to think, it was light green, I guess. I don't think it was blue. It was light green. That's
Now, how much did Jimmy
Head
weigh
Start.
when he was born?
8'1".
8'1"? So right in between, maybe and Shannon.
I went down from there. 8'1" and 7'15", and Daryl was the lightest, I think. Not much. There wasn't much difference. I don't think there was over about a pound difference. Now that's, oh yes.
This is
that-
way later on.
Yeah, that's Dennis and Grandpa. The twin will be on this, won't he?
Mhm.
Rodney?
Yeah.
You and Rodney always got along good because the other kids, they were brothers and sisters and they had to put up with it all the time.
Roy and Steve.
Oh, there's Roy, yes, Roy. Barbara, Ronnie. You had a thing for cats evidently. That must have been Grandma's cat.
We've got a cat down in the basement right
Kevin.
now.
That's Kevin.
Waiting to see if
We
he
had
has
dinner with
rabies.
Kevin and Aaron and Aunt Marge last Wednesday at Monmouth.
Did you?
Nellings, Monmouth, we met him. Well, we had with Marge and Kevin came along with her. He was spending the weekend there. Tammy'd gone to her folks. This is the one where we get Grandma, but there's the trusty little red wagon Grandma had. There's Roy.
When did he die, anyway?
Oh, gosh. I don't-
60s? Or
Well, I'm trying to pinpoint it with something, and I just can't right now. Well, all right. It would be, he was alive yet when she had that last baby, so he's probably been gone, we'll say 20 years, at least, maybe a little more.
65?
He was about, what, 16?
About 65 maybe.
14?
Because Christine was born,
Me?
the last
I
baby
would've
she,
been 11.
the last baby
12.
she had was just a couple of
65,
weeks
I was 12.
younger than Daryl, the one that was born dead. And he was alive then. So that would have been 1963. Yeah, I would say 65, Dennis. There he is. There's Rodney. That's nice to have him.
around them feet.
Barbara. See, Kevin was the baby there at that time. And they had Julie and Jill. I forgot to tell Jeff and Karen about Jill. I'll have to tell them.
The mother.
Well, Jill and Marge evidently had a little falling out. Jill came after some money again, and Marge told her no. So Marge doesn't really know where Jill is now.
Well, yeah, she knows she's in Macomb.
She thinks she's in Macomb, yeah. Well, how it all come up a week or so ago, Jill's Christmas card that I sent her came back, address unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just got her current address a couple, 3 weeks before Christmas from Marge. So I asked Marge, she said, well, she wasn't sure, well, she thought she was in Macomb. And evidently, what I figure is she ran up some bills she couldn't pay and left, see, address unknown,
Mm-hmm.
so they couldn't trace her. Well, that's you. And your tricycle. Now there you had a butch. Oh, I remember that. I made that outfit for you. That had little, that was blue, and it had matching shirt and pants, and I think it had little trains on it.
No, just didn't quite get
Oh,
zoomed in
let her
enough.
sleep. Let her sleep.
bad,
You
though.
don't have to get her up. Don't get her up.
We'll try again. Then a person can just record off television.
Yeah.
Just zoom in on the TV.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's Gretchen.
No.
Or Melvin in that first one.
That's you.
Yeah, there.
That's you. Well, the other one was too. The same man with a top coat and hat. Uh-huh.
These are all before you were married, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, oh yeah. Don't you remember when you used to wear a hat like that? Yeah, that's Sydney. That's Nidney. Remember, he had a little tan coat, cap. He always wore tan and brown, because he had brown eyes.
Where'd they live for? They lived out on the farm. In town?
No, they lived when Sydney was born. When Sydney was born, she came home. Melvin was just out of the service, and they were living with us, where they live now, with Grandpa and Grandma Ole. And they stayed there until after he was born, and they brought him home there for maybe, I don't know, a week, couple weeks or so. And then they moved over on the old Major Kurth place. It's would be a mile north of Grandpa and Grandma's, and I don't know if it would have been west then, maybe about 4 miles or so. It was a square brick house. They lived there until they moved over on that first farm that Grandpa bought straight south of his place there, the first farm he bought before he bought the one where Sid lives now. You probably don't remember that. And then from there,
Being down past Young's.
yeah, down past Young's, a couple miles down there. They lived on a farm down there. And then from that farm, what they do, they went down to where they are now, I guess. Must have. Because they never lived over where Sid was at any time. That was hired men until Sid moved there. Yeah, these are before we were married. Yeah, that must have been shortly before we were married, because I wore those slacks and blouse, I think, on our honeymoon. So that must have been about that time. There's my car. My Plymouth. Never
What
did
year
get,
car was
never
that?
did get that thing paid for.
47 Plymouth?
That's probably was the summer about we got married. We traded that thing in and got the money for it and bought our furniture with the money we got for that car. In that car. Sold it. Big livestock place then, wasn't it? Like Grandpa's. Oh, there's one of the dogs, Lassie. That wasn't Silver. Must have been Lassie. I don't remember what Silver looked like now. Wish I had that car. Could've kept it. Wish we had.
Is that the one you run into the corner of Clavon's with?
No,
that
that
was
was
his
my
old-
old 35 Ford, you knocked the mirror off the wall.
No, I didn't. They just
You
tried
did too.
I did, but it didn't break. They tried to scare me. Knew that it broke. It didn't. No, the one we should have kept is one of them Packards. That's what we should have kept. What are you chewing? Did you bring me some?
Cramp. Nothing ever cramp.
Did you bring me some?
Nothing. Changed.
Crab? Oh, look at the doggy. Oh, what does Megan think of that? That's Patsy. Tell Megan that's Patsy.
Patsy?
That's Patsy. That was Grandma's dog. Patsy.
So, Boston Terrier, is that what it is?
Yeah. We never could figure out how I remember when that dog was bought, that dog had papers. It was bought in Davenport. I remember when we went and got it. And I'll never will understand how come Grandma wanted that dog, and a house dog to boot. Because she just wasn't that kind. Melvin had to take the dog and have it put to sleep when it got old. Melvin got that job one day. He took it and had the vet put it to sleep while Grandma was gone.
How often were you out seeing Mother out there anyway?
I don't know.
Pretty often, because
No.
finally Grandma O put the stops on. She said it's
Oh,
coming
she
too often.
did not.
She did too.
She did not.
She did.
She might have put the stops on you, but not on me.
Oh, well, date night was,
Wednesdays and Saturdays.
and Sundays. Sometimes on Sundays you came out and got me after dinner, and then I went out, I come out to the farm and stayed while you milked and that. Sundays too, we went. Sometimes we went Fridays. We're getting pretty brave here. We were always, they're here.
Hey, we're waking up better now.
Always partying. Here comes another basket out. Somebody, is this Gretchen? Must be.
These were sun wasn't shining. These were a little
Yeah.
darker.
That's Gretchen and Sid. What did you gonna get
They
her
smell
over?
it.
Oh, that was Christmas. That was one of the Christmases. Yeah, sometime when Gretchen would get a kick out of seeing these. A little dark. Kinda has to use your imagination a little bit for what's Grandpa doing.
And which car were you talking about? Brown? I couldn't tell which one was brown. Uncle Melvin asked you what kind of car he had?
He had a green one.
No, mine was maroon.
Yeah, green Pontiac.
They got a sled. The kids got a sled. There's our Pontiac. There's our Pontiac that we had when we got married. That one right there. This must be the summer of, this must be 1951 then, because you got that just shortly before we were married.
That's Uncle Melvin's car there.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Sure I do.
Isn't that something? I don't
No,
know.
that's not Melvin's, that's your dad's car.
And Melvin's, oh, the next one that comes in is Melvin's.
That's your dad's.
Now that looks
Oh, that's
gray.
his gray one.
Yeah.
That is gray. He either had maroon, or red, or gray. That was his colors. As we always said that when he died, we had to be sure to get a gray casket and red flowers, and we did. Say, do you notice that casket that Ira Urick was in? Boy, that was not cheap.
And really
Bronze.
pay that much attention.
Well, I didn't either. I couldn't have told you the night of visitation what it was, but I had some time the day of the funeral, you know, you haven't had nothing else to do. And
Here
I
comes
kinda-
Melvin.
Okay, this is Melvin.
Yeah.
Well, that's Pontiac.
I think it's green.
Now, I can't
Was it
tell,
green?
it's the black
Yeah.
to me, it's green.
I can tell, but ours was blue, royal blue, navy blue, ours was, I remember that. Boy, when we got together, Kay, in them days, everybody all dolled up. See, we came from church and you had your suits
Suits
on,
on.
yeah, you bet, you watched. Well, Grandpa even had
I think it's nice.
dressed up. He didn't have a, well, yeah, he kinda did, he had, didn't have a tie on, he just had a. Kids were more dressed up too.
I do, I think
put
it's
your
nice. That's
good-
the way it was with our family,
You
until
put the
Carl
good,
came into the family.
you put the good clothes on your kids, you went to grandma, they went to grandma's in their good clothes. Of course, they didn't go out and roust around, I mean, in the winter time. Is grandpa gonna get you?
Hang on there, hang on.
Now there, grandma had her hair the way she used to wear it. It's just plain, it's pulled back. She used a curling iron on it once in a while and got a few kinks in it. Her hair was real thin and fine. Oh, that must have been summertime, because she had a coat on there. And that's before, now there's Grandpa Old's, Grandpa Ed Old's house, my grandpa's house. Now, what in the world did we take a picture of the house next door for?
Must
And
have
it has
liked it.
changed.
There, now there's Grandma, there's Grandma. Anna Sarah,
What was her,
always had a hat
what was her
on.
first name?
Well, I'm trying to think, I said Anna Sarah, or is it Sarah Ann? It was one of the two.
Is that where you got Sarah?
Anna
Ann?
Sarah.
You wanted Sarah for a name?
I just always liked the name Sarah.
Sarah was one of her names, must have been Anna Sarah. Always had hats on then. I remember that one of Mother's, she had a suit there and that hat was navy blue.
Yeah, and the
straw.
men always wear hats
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Navy blue straw.
It just has gotten so much more casual these days.
Well, the hats, I can remember
People
years
had
ago,
time.
before we were married, we always thought you always were, well, if you went to church, you wouldn't dream of going to a funeral or wedding without a hat.
Yeah.
That was a no-no. And,
It was just part of the Catholic.
That, no,
religion
it was
left
just
over.
proper. It was nothing, it was just proper. That's the way you dressed. If you were going, you had a hat and a purse and gloves.
Yeah.
That's the way you went to the wedding.
And it just
Or
seemed
the
like y'all,
funeral.
it seemed like they're just, everything quit.
Yeah. Well, he never did like hats. He used to have a fit when I'd go with a hat.
I don't think they'd be fun.
And I don't care for him either, because it was all right if you were gonna go somewhere and leave your hat on the whole time. But if you were gonna go somewhere, and then now that's where I used to work, Valley Appliance. That must have been their float. You took your hat off and your hair was a mess, and in those days, you had your hair all set, and I mean,
For
you
your
combed it, but I mean, it got the set out of it, and it was, flattened your hair all down, just like pulling a stocking cap over you
Yeah.
now, you know.
Yeah.
When you took it off, then your hair was out of shape. Well, now this had to be an oldie. Like when we were, even before we were married, huh?
Yeah, piece store there.
That's an old, well, there's their car, there's,
Studebaker.
and those would
Well,
have
what
been new
would have been the
cars.
size
That's what
Jen still
Charlie
did, do you
Gross
think,
was.
about three
That would've
thousand?
been new.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They wouldn't
Well,
have
they made
afraid
the
of
old
We
it.
didn't
Right.
have all them subdivisions, you see, didn't have any of them then. Didn't have any of the subdivisions back then. Shannon, she's just not very interested in this whole thing, are you? Shannon.
That must have been a high horsepower tractor.
Yeah, that was the biggie then.
That was the biggie, yeah. That was Grandpa Old
Now tell me.
night.
Uncle Elmer always wore hats like that. When you bought a
Where's
Fortune,
Bob Johnson?
when you bought a Fortune, did they give you a hat like
I
that or
think so.
something?
I think so.
Is that why they all wore them
Yeah,
hats?
I think you got a hat like that.
Because every Fortune I seen in these pictures, they had them hats, and
Yeah.
Uncle Elmer always wore one of them
Yeah.
hats. They're the ugliest things.
Now, which
There's an
Johnson
They
old
were
from
like
Lincoln.
Johnson?
Bob
Which
Johnson.
Is
Johnson
that
was
Sue
that?
Bob.
Johnson?
Sue
Wilbur's
Johnson's
brother.
dad?
Huh?
Sue Johnson's
No,
dad that graduated with
no,
me?
no.
That's Bob Johnson.
Or Sue
Well,
Johnson?
no, the other Bob Johnson, Tim Johnson's dad,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and,
Okay.
Alice Johnson's
yeah,
dad?
yeah, yeah,
He was running one of them Fortunes.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I remarked when we were doing this, I said, my uncle always wore one of them hats and had a Fortune.
Have we got any pictures of Elmer and Ethel? I suppose not, I want
I
them.
doubt it.
Have you?
There's the,
Matter of fact, I should have it
Elmer.
recorded on here, or did I not
Oh,
record
there's
that?
Grandpa and
Kitty?
Grandma and the Newfoundland,
Yeah.
Jack.
No, it's, it'll be coming up here. Uncle Elmer and his
Okay, but I don't
new
remember
Super
an
88
apple on it.
tractor.
That's
Was that-
the old,
no.
that's the old house.
There's
Left.
the old
Is
house.
that the kitchen on the left?
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
What's in the front of the house?
That's
Bedroom.
bedroom.
bedroom, there. You haven't got the living room in, it was over to the north. If we look in the scrapbook where I got the picture of the old house, I can show you. Did I tell you kids what I'm in the process of doing now? Compiling a history of our family since we were married. I am making copies of all my Christmas letters for each year, and I'm gonna make up 3 scrapbooks, one for each of the new kids. And I didn't write a family Christmas letter from the year we were married, 1951, until he was, I think, in high school. I don't remember where I started at, but anyway, I wrote a 1-page summary of when and where we were married, and then a little paragraph on when each one of you kids were born and where we brought you home to.
And that big flower garden, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, she got gorgeous flowers. I'm just doing it, I'm just in the process of doing it now. There's the old house. Now
And the
that far
addition
end
onto
was
the
the
end
living
is-
room.
That's the old parlor on the other end. Then there was 2 bedrooms off the end of that yet.
Those dinky ones, yeah.
That's where I slept, and man, the snow be on the bed in the
Oh,
morning
really?
when you woke up.
It's a wonder you guys
We used to
didn't
put
burn
flat
up.
irons in the bed before we went to bed.
There's the turkeys. Look at the turkeys.
Boy,
It
that
was
would be
cold.
cold, geez.
You can tell your kids how grandpa and their great-grandparents raised turkeys. Yeah, you kids would get it, that was quite a house. I remember the last time we went in there when they started, before they tore it down. We went upstairs.
We had an old kitchen stove and an old pot belly stove in the dining room and a stove in the living room.
Yes.
All three was going.
Full blast. It's a wonder it didn't burn
It had
up.
a big thing about the size of a plywood with tin on it, set against the wall with a pot belly stove on them. It had wainscoting on it, and it stove blistered that wainscoting,
Oh my goodness.
just in bubbles. It's a wonder we didn't burn up.
I know it is a wonder you didn't burn up. There's the old truck, hey, I remember that. Remember the old truck?
Is that a Columbus truck or?
No,
that's
that's
ours.
ours, theirs. But it says Rollin Hofmeister and Son on the side there, in the box. I remember that old thing. That's when you were, when we were first going
There's
together.
the old A and the old worthless corn picker.
Well, that would have been before we got married.
Yeah, because we bought that corn picker. That's when back during the war when you couldn't buy any machinery. And when we got done taking corn, they called us and told our corn picker was in. Right after we got done taking corn. That's when you had to wait for stuff.
That's tore down. There's the old hog house. It's
Yeah,
back
right.
there by the corn crib in that, on that paving there. The foundation is still there.
What'd you pick your corn with then?
We had an old one row
Oh,
that went on a beam.
side mount.
Side mount.
Yeah, she acts like she does.
There's Coxie Tabor.
There's Coxie. He's still alive
Glenn
too.
Taylor.
I talked to him
Don't
here
buy
not
it.
too long ago into Superval. That's the cows. They always had to be drove across the road, didn't they? Or not always, but when they were in the field by the house, they did. Yeah, this probably would have
You
been,
milked all them by hand, you milked for
No.
quite a while,
We
didn't you?
milked
Yeah,
by hand for
sheets.
quite a while, then we got
Yeah.
a machine.
you can love it, the calf. This would have probably been, what, in 1949 or 50, along in there? Before we were married. In 48 or 49. Because you had that movie camera a while before we were married. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Come on. Now watch
Actually,
this, watch
Pretty
this.
soon he'll
Yeah.
take off.
Watch this, watch this. He's gonna
What's-
steal it,
Oh,
he's gonna
steal
steal
a
a turkey.
turkey,
He's gonna
yeah.
steal a turkey in
Close.
a minute.
What's Coxie's real name?
Glenn.
Was it?
Yeah, Glenn. I just talked to him here within the last year at Superval.
What do they call him Coxie for?
There, no,
I
that's
don't know.
Grandpa. This
I
is
really
his
don't
name.
know. That's what they always called him.
Grandpa. There he goes, there he goes with the turkey. He was full of it. He was. Where's that man still? Oh, Grandpa gonna get him. Hey, Grandpa gonna get him. You know, you kids are pretty lucky there. You've got all four of your great-grandparents on film. Now, how about that?
Yeah.
Might not real, you can at least kind of
And a
see what
great
they
great,
see like what they look like.
and, or a great.
Yeah,
Their great great.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, your great-grandparents would be their great-great, that's right. Would be, wouldn't it? Yes, your great-great. That's pretty good. Now where are you going? And you can't just take off, you know. Watch out. You better drop.
How come we quit putting pigs anyway?
Oh, it's cheaper to buy them.
From Missouri, didn't you? Wisconsin.
We got them shipped in from
Now, remember that guy used to call up, what was his name?
Boone.
Boone. yeah.
And I was in high school, you got them from North Carolina.
Matt's the one that got over to Hillsdale, couldn't find his way in the fog that one night. I'll never forget that. How do I get there? Go to Erie and we'll,
Alright, what you
There.
have a goat for?
No, I don't know anything about
that's not
that
our goat.
That's not your goat?
No. Was that Coxey's goat? That must have been
I
Coxey's
bet
goat.
it was.
Yeah.
I bet Cox's had a goat there.
Yeah, I think that was
We
Coxey's.
couldn't
Billy goat.
figure out why in the world you have a goat.
No,
No, that's Cox's.
Lick on his horns, probably from being tied. They grew like that.
he was a mean one, I think. Oh, there's
There's
your
Arnold.
wedding. There's the wedding. There's Arlen and Arnold.
Jim
And
Price.
no, Arlen, Arnold, and Ellen. There's the blue Pontiac. They were in
That
our
guy on
wedding.
the left was Arlen Anderson?
Are you at home?
Yeah.
One on the left was Arlen Anderson. He was only 16. His mother really didn't think he could handle that job of being an usher. That was
That's
Jerry
Bill
DeMay.
Knowles.
There's Bill Knowles. He runs the pickle factory yet. Well, this is no good, no. No, that was a shame. We didn't get nothing in there. Candles. No, we didn't get anything out of that. I was really disappointed because we didn't get more. Yeah, and that marking on that car scratched the paint. Don't you remember how mad, disgusted you were when you went the next morning to get that cleaned up?
Told you would have our wedding filmed. Nobody had a projector or a green tape.
Well, they didn't, they just didn't do it. And of course, now it's the thing with these camcorders, they really started doing it again now.
This here is unusual for back in that day.
Yeah.
Not that many people would have recorded there.
No, nobody else. None of ours anybody that I know of had these. There's that Henrietta Gerber. Oh, Henrietta and Grandma.
Henrietta Kerber, is that relation?
No, he used to be Claude Weber's housekeeper.
Henrietta. It's Henrietta
Cole.
Cole now. Her husband just died last year. There's my ring bearer.
Is that Sid?
Yep. There I go. Well, you did get little of this, not much, but it did.
Who's taking the movie?
I
Well,
don't,
I don't know.
I don't know. I just wondered who was running that thing. I have no idea. I remember getting in that car though, full of rice. Had to make her shoot the loop. Had to go shoot the loop, Mom. Now that's going into Wisconsin. I can tell you on this. That's something. We went by. I don't know why I took it. And that's going up to Wisconsin. This is our honeymoon. There'll be some rugs here with peacocks and things on.
Was that?
That was at the Dells. That was at the Dells. But the Dells was nothing like it is now. There it is, going to Wisconsin. We just crossed over. It wasn't commercialized cave like it is now. We stayed in a little knotty pine motel right on the highway. Couldn't sleep at all because there's a ski thing.
Yeah, that's what Jenny was saying. That's what that was.
That up by Prairie du Chien? Pardon?
I really don't know.
Oops.
Whoops.
There we are, Molly.
Guess we're all right.
Sudden drop, wasn't it?
That was on probably one of those lakes up there. It might have been Lake Pepin, because we went by it. There'll be a sign there pretty soon. See, we went up along, when we went on our honeymoon, we went up along the Mississippi River between, Minnesota on one side,
Whoever's,
Wisconsin on the
whoever's
other.
skiing there didn't have very good form.
No.
No, I don't think so.
He wasn't too hep on skiing.
No, that's probably that Lake Pepin.
Then you don't think they're hungry.
And that was Memorial Gardens of some sort.
Where is that?
I have
Roselawn Memorial
Yeah,
Park.
yeah, and I don't know where that is either. I guess we just thought that tower was pretty. I think we took that, Dennis, in the beginning, we didn't realize it was
We
a
didn't
cemetery.
know it was a cemetery.
No, we thought it was pretty, and then we found out later who took that. We didn't realize realize what we were taking.
Oh,
This would have been along Minnesota, on the Wisconsin side, with Minnesota on the other side of the river, I think. Because then we went across, when we got up north there so far, we went across over to that Crystal Caves and come back through the dells. When we dropped down, we come through the dells. And then we come down along through Milwaukee, stayed at Milwaukee one night, and went on into Chicago and had breakfast. We had rolls and stuff with Aunt Dorothy in Downers Grove, and come home on Saturday. Because I remember Aunt Dorothy sent one of the boys downtown for some rolls, and we had coffee and rolls in her breakfast room. Now,
That's where those underground.
that's at Crystal Cave entrance, isn't it, where we went underground?
There's where she broke.
No.
And stopped and run into the next section.
There's the rugs, that's at the Dells. Those are those chenille rugs, Kay, you know the thing.
now, what, were those Indians or something made them, or?
Well,
suppose.
I don't know whether, I won't say whether the Indians did,
Mexican.
but that was their, but no, it wasn't Mexican, it would have had to have been Indians, but, that was their money making. At that time, they were big on that chenille stuff.
Now, what do you, that fluffy stuff and goes in rolls like, you know?
Oh, they were gorgeous.
Yeah,
They were really pretty, you know, that was.
Kay
the
liked
thing.
your sweater, Dad.
Yeah.
I remember that sweater, I remember that. See, I had the same slacks there and plaid shirt on that I had on that other picture, well, that's why I knew that one. That one I thought was pretty. It was blue. We never took pictures of where we stayed, and I don't know why. Those slacks, I remember them, they were gray. Had my mouth going then too, haven't stopped since, there's our car. Oh, what was so exciting about that? Walking around the car.
Bird's car.
It is. Yeah, I didn't have mine anymore because we sold it. There's the ducks. Dell's Tours. There's the River Queen. I don't know. That's up on land though. That must have been a museum.
Is that down by Galena, the Palisades?
No, that's
That's
the
not
Dells.
the
That's all still
Dells
the
too.
Dells. Yeah, all of this is.
Where's the bears?
Where was that at? Oh, this is going across the river.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
no.
making up.
Going into Minnesota.
Okay.
Oh. Well, no, because we did that. It could be though, but this would have been, different film then or something. Because that would have been, this would have been, if we went to Minnesota, it would have been before, Crystal Caves and that. So this must be, he's put another film in here. This is where that Lake Pippin is, and that.
Yeah.
Lake Pippin?
Yeah, Pepin, P-E-P-I-N, there'll be a sign along here pretty soon, and that's right along, going up along the Mississippi River. Because I've looked that up when we were planning vacations here now, this, in the
Now,
last
that's
couple,
still in
3 years.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is all in Wisconsin. I don't think we ever went over into Minnesota. If we did, well, if we did, we just drove over and come back. We didn't see anything over there, or stay over there at all. There it is,
Lake Pippin.
yeah. This would have been the first, day after our wedding. Probably. Well, no, maybe not. Let's see. We went up to the Dells the first night. We stayed at Rockford the first night. We stayed at Rockford in the Fost Hotel the first night, and the next night we stayed at the Dells. And then the next night we went on up. This is going right. We're coming home here, evidently. No, we can't be because we came home through Milwaukee. Well, we went to the Dells and then we must have cut across over to Minnesota and went up and then swung across. We zigzagged back and forth there, I guess. I don't think we took any film then towards the, maybe took any movies towards the last. I can't remember.
Did you
that.
guys date a long time then before you got married?
Yeah. Well, he was a senior in high school when we started dating. And you see, what was you were 22 or 23 when we got married? 23?
Well,
I don't
5
know.
years, 4 or 5 years.
Or you were going to be 23 maybe in, you were going to be 23 in August. I guess maybe that was it. Quite a while.
I remember when Danny was, I was 23, Danny was 25. Maybe 26, and that's when 24 then.
Oh, there's. Oh, I forgot that. There's my dress. Yeah, there's my dress. I was always
Where did you get that at, Mom? Where did you say you got that?
down in Davenport at either Parker's or Peterson's, and I'm not sure which. It was either Parker's or Peterson's
Yeah,
in the
it
Bradley.
really is a pretty.
I remember when I went down to look at it,
Now, socks? Where are those socks? Take your socks off. Boys, you those kicking the bed and arfing like the doggies. We thought she was long gone asleep and we're still carrying on.
yeah.
What were you saying now about your dress? You remember when you
Well,
were down?
I remember when I got it, because I remember when I tried it on, Grandpa and Grandma went down with me, and I didn't try only 2 dresses on, and when when I came out with this one on, why, Grandpa started to cry. That's the dress we bought.
Hi.
Yeah. He says, that's it. I think I was going to say how much the dress was, but I can't say for sure how much it was
Now
now.
the veil, is that plain or did that have the design, that lace
No,
on it?
the veil is plain, and then the bonnet that it goes on, I think, had little seed pearls on it. It was trimmed. There's your wedding suit. We did this after we were married. We went out there and had Mother and Dad take the pictures.
Oh, after you were married?
Yeah,
Oh,
these were
neat.
taken afterwards, so we get a picture of our clothes and so forth. What are you doing? What is that?
Tell Grandma what this is.
Then we gave up the bottle and took up the pencil.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. She had,
Then we take it every once in a while. We don't
that's
have
all
to
right.
have it anymore.
There's our first home. Yeah.
The window on the left was my room.
Yep. That's where the ants crawled in.
Window in the middle. What was the window in the middle? At the hallway?
Oh, now wait a minute. The window on the right was
Bathroom.
your room. The window in the middle was the bathroom. We're looking at the back of the apartment. So it would have been the window on the right. That was the
No,
back
that
of
was
the
the
house.
end, wasn't it?
No. With a
No,
little-
that was the back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the back. The little window was the bathroom.
Never
That
said,
was-
did he?
No, that's Rodney. That's me holding Rodney. See, he was just little then. He was born, you see, just before we were married in May.
You know who was Doy? Mrs. Doy was in your wedding and was Gretchen?
No, she was at the serving table because she wasn't pregnant anymore, but she and Marge were supposed to be at the serving table, but then I don't think Marge was pregnant with those twins and she was terrible big, but she didn't do it then, I don't know. Oh, my boss's wife did the other pouring, Mrs. Guile, Hollis Guile.
Is that Ellen Yeager?
That's David Larson
David Larson.
and Sydney. That's that cousin of mine from Chicago. Aunt Dorothy's boy. But he used to come and stay with Grandpa and Grandma in the summertime. He got a kind of a fascination for the farm, so they brought him down, and he used to stay there for.
Now, where's he at now?
He's up in Chicago. He runs is a distributor for Shakely. You know those Shakely products?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he runs one of those up there at is it Plano? That's Gretchen and Rod.
Now, how many years difference is there between Sid and Rod?
4.5, I think. Yeah, that's David and Sid, and then Rod. That's when David was staying with him, Grandpa and Grandma. I remember that dress, Kay. It was navy blue eyelet.
Oh.
That's the dress I had on. No, let's see. No, it isn't. I had a picture taken in that dress, though, but I didn't have my engagement picture taken in that. It was taken in a green dress. That was navy blue eyelet.
Do you still have any of your old clothes?
No, I don't even have the suit I wore for going away when we were married, because I had the thing dyed. It was a cream colored, and I had it dyed afterwards, so I didn't keep it.
I got my own suit and shoes. So.
You got your wedding suit, yes. That dress was turquoise and brown. Remember that? I got the camera case. Where's that at?
Zoo?
Zoo.
Oh, that's up at Brookfield Zoo, huh?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. It was cool, and you had sunglasses, boy.
You know, that zoo hasn't changed hardly any, because can you remember when we went up there?
That's before we were married, I
We
think.
Yeah, that's before we did.
The entrance and everything?
Megan,
Did you have a good night?
you gonna come over and see Grandpa and Grandma before we go home?
Let's go see Grandpa and Grandma.
Was she awake or?
Oh, she was kind of awake.
Crawl up here.
Come on, sit with us.
Oh,
We'll have to
dear.
go home pretty soon.
Crawl up here.
Atta girl. Oh, boy.
Were you guys supposed to stick around for some Reuben sandwiches?
No, we'll go on home. We had
We're
a
not
dinner
gonna
at the
have
deck, so we
We're
won't
not gonna
eat
have
for a
anything
while.
fancy, we're just gonna have
Yeah.
a repeat of what we had last night.
No, we won't eat for a while yet. We'll go pretty soon. We gotta. It's cold outside, and we'll get home and stay where it's warm. And the ball game will be starting, and I gotta root for my guys.
Oh, that's right. 5 o'clock, the ball game starts.
Well, the
6
Giants
o'clock.
are gonna beat him, so.
No.
No, Denver's gonna win by 3.
You think
Denver's
so?
gonna win. I'm for Denver, down.
I'm for Denver too, so I don't think they're gonna win it.
I don't really think they are either, but
I'd like to see them.
What is that, Megan? What's that on TV? Look at those animals.
Oh, you guys can stick around, help?
Yeah, I know we could. No, we'll
Sandwich
go
and
on
watch the
home because
game.
it's cold and. In a few minutes we'll go.
Plug in a movie if the game's no good. See your movie I missed. What else movie did we get? We got the
I've got
Five
another one.
Mile.
Got another one that we haven't watched
Which
yet.
one is that?
It's modern drama.
We better go home again and get her warm sweatsuit on she had took off.
Big turtle.
Look at that. Look at that.
Big turtle.
You take that pop and go? Take that push and go? Push and go.
Big turtle.
What's he called, Bucky? What's he called, Bucky?
That's quite a dog. Name?
Some puppy.
They got a name?
White one.
White one.
White
Yeah,
one,
that's
yeah.
your white puppy.
There's the penguins. Look at them
Oh,
birds.
look at the penguins,
The
man.
penguins on TV.
See them birds?
Got limp.
Rest assured, none of them animals are alive anymore.
A day we were talking about that. I thought, Mom, what are they doing?
What's
They
that?
said they
Well,
fed
those
the
are, I don't know, what are those, mountain goats? Oh, look at that. The monkeys. Monkeys. That's a pretty good film to have to look at, isn't it? Yes. I really like that. Monkeys. Oh, that monkey's
was-
terrible.
know what that is, a baboon?
Oh, gee.
I can remember when we were up there, there was one just like that
Oh,
there.
he's
But
kinda
it was so
gross.
ugly.
Yes, he's kinda, oh, that's a good monkey. You gonna hold that baby monkey?
That her baby, Megan? That her baby? The ornery thing. Oh, slap him around a little bit. Oh, you pitiful thing. That's all he knows.
Well, this must be
Bars.
about the last, oh, look at the bears. This must be about the last of them. Yeah. Well, yeah, that is. Let's see, you're talking like, what, 47, 57, 67, 40 years? Oh, my goodness. 40 years old.
One of that old film that just cracked all over the place.
That's why I wanted to get them over here as quickly as possible and get it on
Yeah.
VCR so it isn't lost forever.
Yeah, we talked about it. Of course, he hadn't had his long enough. You know, I mean, even before he got it, we talked about it and said that ought to be done with those. See, and when you went with your, when you went with your, in those days when you went out on a date, Kay, you wore a dress.
Here, one thing
Yeah,
going.
you didn't go out and very seldom. Not when I went on my honeymoon, I had those slacks. But I mean, no, you didn't. You dressed.
Once you get married, it all goes pot, huh?
Yeah,
No more
boy.
dresses when you went out.
Green or red sweats. You're lucky to have your
Went
blue
to pot
sweats
right
on
away.
there.
It's gone downhill ever since.
Yeah,
Now grandmas wear sweats too.
Thank
Grandmas wear
goodness.
sweats and jeans and, yeah.
I'm terrible.
There's a dome.
Well, I
Sweats all
always,
the time anymore.
for church, I never wear slacks to church. I'm not, for some reason, I am not comfortable in slacks.
I never did. This is the first year I've ever worn them.
Well,
When the girls wear pants, I wear them.
they were, well, the younger girls do. Ours do, and some of those my age do too.
And I guess it's when I was pregnant with Megan, that's when I started wearing pants.
Karen does.
Maternity.
She says as long as she has to crawl around on the floor with that baby changing and so forth. she says
No.
Yeah.
They share? No, share. Maggie, you have to share.
Just as long as we're dubbing sound, it won't.
Come on now, you have to share.
Fast forward.
It's there, Shannon.
Who's dubbing sound?
Yeah, there's a yak.
I am. I've been putting anything you've been saying down on this tape.
Remember what you said?
No.
Did you just
Yeah.
let it run on dab, dub?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You weren't supposed to know it. That way I'll get honest responses to questions and stuff.
All right.
Oh, Shannon,
I guess we tried to say what it was if we knew. What's that?
we can share.
Remember how Jesus taught you to share? Huh? You remember how Jesus taught you to share? What's
Oh,
Jesus'
look at
mommy
the
and
cute
daddy's name? Joseph. What's Jesus' mommy's name? Mary, that's right.
Oh, it's a giant panda.
Do you suppose you could sing your ABC song for Grandpa and Grandma?
You can do that?
Think you can sing your ABC song for Grandpa and Grandma? Or your Ring Around the Rosie song? Can you do your Ring Around the Rosie? Then just shake your head and stand up and do one of them.
Here you go. Can you sing it? Maggie?
You gonna be shy.
How's it go? How does it go? Say, Mommy didn't know how it goes.
I don't remember. What was your Ring Around the Rosie song?
I go, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. How's it go? Oh, look at the big elephants. Come here, look at the big elephants.
Big ears on that elephant.
You ring around the rosy. There it goes.
Can you sing your ABC song?
You gotta get warmed up a little bit here.
Yeah, we're not.
Not quite awake yet.
This must be more of the Brookfield Zoo.
This is the long one.
When you get boy, she plays with these Duplo blocks. She
You really like your Duplo blocks, don't you?
good time with them.
Yeah. You can keep adding on to them and have lots so you can build. The more you get, the more different things you can build. Mhm. Oh, this would have been the Moline Airport.
With woven wire fence around it?
Yeah. The old Moline Airport, before they added anything onto it, would have had just a real small terminal.
Shannon, you're not supposed to be chewing on that puzzle. See, that's a Noah. That's a Noah puzzle. Oh, come on, chew
Well,
on that
I need to zoom
puzzle.
in on that a little better.
No, can't have that one. Oh.
This was probably in the late 1940s too, don't you think?
I would consider it a big
Put
airplane.
that one up there. Let me get on the spit. You just gotta have it first.
Thanks.
Hey, no, you can't help me. No, you can't help me.
No, I think an airplane crashed into that
Yeah.
building. They had a
Nothing there.
the roof off.
That must be down
Downtown Moline, 5th Avenue,
Looks like it.
yeah,
there.
Centennial Bridge, yep. That would be going across from the Illinois side to the Iowa side, probably.
That bridge was probably pretty new back then, wasn't it?
There's my red suede jacket. Never did like that thing. Too short. I wanted a leather jacket is what I wanted, and I why I bought
Wintertime, Grandma's out there with no sleeves in her dress.
that's-
That was typical.
Yep. She wondered why she had bronchitis in later on. She'd get bronchial pneumonia just about every winter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That probably wasn't very good on her heart either.
No,
was it?
no, it wasn't, but she'd get warm and she'd go outside that way for just a minute. That's, Is that Steve or is it Gary? That's Gary. That's Gary Hofmeister. Because there comes Uncle Elmer.
That's the new tractor, right?
Yeah.
I can remember that tractor.
Yeah, I can too.
That was probably about 1950.
Huh.
Maybe.
What's
Gary
that?
was
What's
the
that?
same age as
Take one
Steve.
from here. And do something else. You put this one there.
Uncle Elmer's house in Spring Hill.
Take one, Cooper.
is about the last one we've seen though.
And then you took a lot of that tractor,
That old-
didn't you?
That old manure spreader was a horse drawn at one time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got wheels up front.
We didn't have any of our old Fords, did we? The one that Elmer has that we got now. There.
Old AC had.
That's Elmer's truck. That's Elmer's truck.
1938 Ford.
Back to milk cows again. That would be about like this time of the year in January, it looks like. Well, January fall. Cambridge motorcycle races.
Only one of them going around the track at once, when they had races,
Gosh, I don't remember.
you know, 'cause it looks like,
Probably working on time.
yeah,
Time trials.
one guy will pull up there and just one of them will take off.
Mhm. That probably was before we were married too. That was
Yeah.
probably the late 1940s. Sat along the fence there and looked through the fence, I remember that, right along the track.
Put this on your head, put that on your head.
Or we did anyway, because we had to be near the action. We probably did sit up in the bleachers, but we didn't. Maybe they were full. Looks like they might have been.
And there they're all lined up.
Yeah.
That's a race there. Those were called
Pants?
pedal
Trail
pushers.
pushers, I can
Pedal
remember.
pushers, yes.
Charlotte used to wear those. They're right back in style
Yeah.
now. With the slits up the sides on the legs.
I think those had cups, maybe.
Too big?
Them were probably all Harley Davidsons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is definitely.
Look at that little bitty seat. They haven't improved on that back seat yet, have they? Which mommy can I do that this time of day?
You must have used a whole thing of film on these races. Oh, that's.
Well, I thought your dad's.
That's Grandpa Old's cattle. There's the red farm that ours had. Mowing the hay. That was short.
Probably down the Mississippi.
Mississippi Valley,
Oh, easy,
Fairgrounds?
easy, that's on her head now.
yes, I think it was. Too much light on it.
Yeah.
Hey. Have to share. No?
They call those midget races?
Yeah.
There's Boyd,
Warren Boyd.
Warren Boyd, in the green shirt.
The green shirt there?
That must have been springtime, 'cause the garden wasn't growing up too much.
Yeah.
Grandma's garden. Oh.
Yeah, that's down the cities, cause there's the old
Armory across there,
Take it off.
another parade. Well, there was a carnival there at that one, so that must have been a
Hmm?
more important parade.
That was a congregational church.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there
this is
looks,
Tennessee.
looks like there was a
Tennessee.
carnival in the park, so I'm trying to place it. It must have been a little more important type gathering.
I pegged that as a Maple City band.
Yeah, probably.
You took that, you took it real slow and then you speeded it up for those men that were marching.
That eagle they had on the FOE car, that's in 3 different parades. You got pictures
There's
of that.
Kenny Dillenbeck.
Yeah, this is one I was gonna ask. Whose house is this
Kenny
at?
Dillenbeck, and that's Ann
That's out to
Guy Oles. Ann's brother. Guy owned the Oles house. We had Christmas there probably.
Where's that house at?
South and east of town.
You go to the Munson Center School and you turn east from Munson Center School and go straight east about 4 miles or so, 4 or 5, maybe 5 miles. It's on the right-hand side. And Gretchen and I went by here a few months ago, and it doesn't look anything like it did when they really, that was Aunt Elsie, and that's Grandma Ole, my mother and dad. That's Aunt Melinda running out there. That's Aunt Melinda's dog. They always had a police dog. They kept it tight
Shall we shut this off?
We'll let this one in and shut her off.
Get hungry.
That's
Little Heller place.
the house that Lawsons live in now, just north of
Yep.
us.
No, but Shannon.
The Bailey
Throw that away.
brothers,
Maybe don't say
Arnold?
that.
and Jerry.
Throw it away, no good. You don't need to drink that. It's no good, honey. We'll get that key. No, we'll get the key.
I don't know who that was. Is that Coxie again?
Maggie.
Oh, he's hunting this time.
Come on, put up here. Put
For
right
the
here.
old Lorraine Church, when it was probably United Brethren.
Your mommy?
Yeah, I don't even remember the center window
Well,
No.
that was,
on the steeple.
that was out of there before you remember. That was when, that picture was before we were married, before it was remodeled the first time. And they took some of the window and one door out of there. Dean Weber and Jerry and Arnold DeBailey. That's when they had the old doors on and everything before they remodeled it. Jack.
Maybe. Take that money down. We'll throw it away up here.
Jack.
It's not. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna throw it away.
Grandma did get a coat and jacket on there. She was fussing because we were taking her
Yeah.
picture. She didn't want it taken. 1940s too, probably. I don't remember what year that crib was built.
I've seen that crib painted 3 different ways. You had white doors, you had solid red, and then you had white trim.
That's Matt Smith's house.
So, well, the house is still there, some of the buildings got burnt down. Up by parents. From Spring Hill Blacktop. That's not the big hill, it turns towards Spring Hill, that's the farm on the left. That place there I don't recognize at all. That place there I don't either. That place hasn't changed much, has it? Nope. Oh, and Anderson. Yep. Philip Bailey lives now, I think. Huh? He works down the Arsenal. No, they rent. Yeah, I don't know. I think they rent one off. I don't really know. That's Smitty. It was same, doesn't it? No, that's Wilmer. Grandma's mama's house. Oh, that's Karen. This must be Karen at about a year old, and me at about 4 years old, I'll bet. She don't look like Megan. I shaved all my hair off, they just made me a baldy. Did you catch that little prime fellow? Come on, no. Very debonair hat that I'm wearing. That would be like that. I had me go out as a child. Great. She was born now. I was born in October of 53 and she was born in June of 57. I didn't do nothing. That's what Mother said. I can remember that. Actually, I pinched her in the back. And kid. Hey, that's our wheels, man. No. Oh, who knows? I can remember this. I can remember Mother taking them pictures that day. And she was crying because I pinched her in the back. There's of land. They live next door to the right of us. Quite a time span in this. Yeah, hey, the truth, I don't know. I don't know, we're gonna have to ask Mother where this thing's at, because I don't have the foggiest idea. Something was too slick. Oh, this must be Dad telling this. This is really chilly. Well, it was. Is that Grandma? That is Grandma. Isn't it? Well, Mother, why are you taking pictures of the trees? Must have been an accident. There the cribs, or the silos tore down. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There's Grandma. There's me. I can remember that. That's butt chocolate. I remember right, it wasn't too long after this, Grandpa had a stroke. Because they're already in a new house. Yeah, I think that's... No, they just knew it was time. There's the old, Ed's tearing down the old garage. That's that, right in front of the fuel barrel. This is Steve and Ronnie and Linda Brody at Grandma's house. Time to go to sleep. I can't find it, huh? Can't find him riding the mule. This is the Centennial Parade 25 years ago. Headline, this Bismarck Parade. That's great. Cross street from that way. Aunt Winston. Aunt Claus. Good. Nate and Linda. That's where that park. The high school, isn't it? Isn't it? Grandma Ole. I'm hoping, see Grandson out there every year by cattle. I'm hoping there isn't too much of Wyoming around here. And the rest of it's at home on the farm. There you go, that too. Looks like it to me. It's kind of red. Grandma again. They're out in the middle of nowhere to me. It's the interstate. You guys taking pictures of all that? He died. It's the courthouse in Cambridge, I think. Maybe the color wasn't so good. Grandpa's dad was the only Hofmeister that stayed here, all the rest of them moved to Iowa. Oh, mother does. That used to be a tractor. Go back to that day. Head going to bed. Well, they could tell you who that little lady is. Rainbow? There it is. That's Grandma. Figures would be on the last tape I tried. That's an ugly mule. Grandma was a good time. She can control that mule. That's bad. I really don't know, okay? I love that. Real big Grandma. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nope.